What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Girl, I hope y'all doing good. I'm doing good. Listen, I'm chilling. I'm so proud of myself because I've been on vacation for the past few days or whatever. I think my last day of work was Saturday. And I've been keeping up with like my exercising and eating good, whatever. Cause once you just get out of a routine and then you just got a lot of free time, it'll probably just make you want to slack, especially if you ain't got nothing to do. I feel like when I be at work or whatever, it keeps me on track. So, because I got stuff to do. So I don't need to be doing all this overindulgence because I'm not going to feel comfortable while I'm in this public place, whatever, and I'm not in the comfortability of my home and all of that. And then, there's no reason for me not to get a little bit of cardio in because I can go take a walk or whatever on one of my breaks or whatever, if it was lunch break or regular break, you know. But then when you at home and you ain't got nothing to do for real, because you just chilling, you just trying to decompress, you trying to relax for a little vacation or whatever because, you need it. Sometimes that'll give you the reason to slack. But I'm so proud of myself that I have not been slacking and I've been doing good. Like, your girl is really trying for real, for real. Y'all, I'm going to get tatted tomorrow too. I just want to let y'all know that as well. I'm so happy about that. I get to the point, and is anybody else like this? If a thought or something comes to my head and I think about it, I cannot, for some reason, I don't know if this OCD or I don't know what it is, but I can't let it go until I actually do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So let's say I was thinking about saying something to somebody or saying something about something or whatever. It's going to play on my head until I actually do it. Or if I get the thought, like I said, I've been wanting to go get another tattoo. And it just ramped up a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get this out the way. So yeah, I'm going to get it tomorrow. In the morning, y'all know I like to do my stuff early in the morning. I don't got time to be around a whole bunch of people. I don't like that. But yeah, so we'll see how that go. Hopefully everything goes well. But anyway, and if I'm lucky, I also want to get my ear pierced. Okay, I wanted to get this pierced right here. What's it called? The helix. I wanted to get that pierced. So maybe we can do two birds at one time. I don't know. Maybe I have to schedule another appointment and come back up there. But hey, I'm happy about that. But I hope everything has been going on with y'all. Listen, fall finna bring her ass up in here because it's been real cool out here in Chicago lately. And for us, cool me like it's been low 60s at night, very like 50-degree weather at night when we go to sleep. Up to like 71 for the past few days. I think the warmest day this week is probably gonna be, well, technically they say today, cause it's 76, and then it's gonna be, it's supposed to be raining tomorrow. At what time? Oh, okay, when I leave out, it ain't gonna be raining. I about to say, girl, what? But yeah, and then it's supposed to be like 60s and 70s. I'm fine with it, girl. I ain't even got the air on or whatever. I just been up in here chilling for real, for real. But hopefully everybody has been doing well. For those that the parents that had the first week of school, y'all okay? The kids okay? They doing good? How they like it? Girl, y'all will be all right. We going there with y'all, okay? But let's just, cause I know. Listen, I ain't really trying to be on here all day cause this my, like I said, I'm on vacation and I need to go watch the new episode of Beyond the Gates. Y'all need to start watching it if y'all haven't been watching it. I do weekly recaps of the week worth of episodes. And this week episodes have actually been really, really good because my girl Chelsea done got kidnapped by a stalker. Did I ever tell y'all that I had a stalker? Mm-hmm. To this day, I don't know who it is, but I have an inkling of who it possibly could be, and but I can never confirm it. But back like a few years ago, when I had my ex that I was on and off with, we initially first got together. Okay. We initially first got together, and all of a sudden, mind you, the reason why I got a feeling I know who this was about, I'm not gonna put that out there, but it was somebody that was just going. And see, this is where Facebook had me effed up too, and part of the reason why I really don't put stuff on Facebook, like I go on there sparingly. But back in the day, I used to be on Facebook all the time. Facebook, you used to put your email address, you had your phone number on there, especially if you're friends with a person, so you could see all of this stuff, right? And I think at one point it probably was public as well. I don't know. I don't remember, but I know the person possibly got my number off of there, and I didn't even realize that my number was on there. I just know once I got into this relationship, I was getting messed up messages and all this stuff, whatever, random messages from numbers that I didn't know. So it was like them text now, Google generated numbers and all that stuff where you can have different area codes and all of that. Yeah, fake numbers and all that. They was contacting my partner at the time, and trying to make it seem like, oh, she cheating on you and she doing all this and she was with me, and I was like, who the fuck, mind you. And then they was trying to send, and see, this is how we knew that the stuff was messed up, because this how they stupid. You're gonna try to say that I was with you out in the club or whatever the night before or some shit like that, and you send the girl the picture saying that we was together. I go look on I'm like, this looks so familiar. I go look on my Facebook, and it was a picture that me and my uncle had took when we was out at the club together years prior. I was like, you know what? See, this is crazy. And it was going on and on and on. It went on for some months. And then it just randomly stopped. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what that was about. I don't know what was going on. Like, it was stressful. It was stressful. So, yeah, I just really, y'all got to be careful. Y'all got to be careful. But anyway, moving on from that, let's just get up into this video, because I know we got some things to talk about, a couple of things that, we really, really want to talk about at this point. And one of those situations is, first of all, let's give an update for the Lil Nas X situation. I apologize for the way last week's what it is was. I literally had Lil Nas X number one on the my list. I had my notes, and I missed it. And in the process of editing, I was like, something about this ain't right, because I'm going and doing the thumbnails, for the video, and I was like, I didn't talk about it. But yes, last week, Lil Nas X, this past weekend was actually on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday or Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whichever one? No, it was Wednesday. It happened. He was out there on Ventura Boulevard, I think like 4 o'clock in the morning. Somebody, multiple people spotted him. They recorded him. He was out there in his tighty whities and some white cowboy boots. And, talking about, you going to come to the party? You going to come to the party? Now, again, as I said in the other video, a lot of people did not believe at first that something was going on, and that, this was probably like either some drug stuff or some mental situation that was happening, a mental break or whatever, because, and this is why I didn't really get upset. And I said this in another video that I was talking about earlier today. I didn't really get upset initially, because I was like, I literally posted on Twitter, is this a gimmick, like a PR situation, or is something really going on? But something really was going on, and it's a shame that, you have to be careful the way that you play your career and how you go about it, because the way that he has played, and I'm not trying to, take away from what's really going on, but I'm just giving, background and understanding. The way he has came out and he did his career, he did it all on gimmicks. A lot of the gimmicks I was okay with. Okay? A lot of the gimmicks I was okay with. What? I'll look at that later. I was okay with, because it was like going against the system. It was like you being uncomfortable because I'm a gay man and all of that stuff, and like, we're queer, we're gay, gay's been here, it's always going to be here, never going away, we've been here just as long as you straight people been here, all that stuff. Like, it was doing all of that. It was, going against what I guess people hold so dear, religion and all of that stuff. I had no problem with it. And it just baffles me every time when they talk about, his Call Me By Your Name video when he did the lap dance for the devil or whatever. And that's where they stopped talking about it. Try to make it demonize him for doing that. But if you do look at the whole video, he does that to get the devil's guard down, and then he kills the devil. So I mean, that's why I ain't had no problem with it. I'm not that, religious and all that stuff, whatever, religious trauma. So there's that. But at the same time, I just feel like people was doing too much. He does too much. And then you have people that, will always think, well, is this a gimmick? You had the maternity shoot for the album, which I didn't see a problem with either when he was pregnant. Oh, why would you do this? It's like people get upset at things and I'll be like, why are you upset at this? It's not a mockery. It's like we know the same. Anyway, whatever. I don't care. But the whole situation was, it get to a point where those gimmicks just aren't enough. It's like, can you just give us your talent? You don't have to go through all of that. You don't have to do all of that. Just give us what it is. You know what I'm saying? And, people got tired of that. And so your name become associated with a bunch of gimmicks and PR stunts every time you're about to release something. And that's why people were thinking that this was another PR stunt or another gimmick or whatever, promotion for some music that he probably was about to drop. But then people started going back and looking at some of his little random videos that he was posting, and he clearly was not the same person. And he literally said in one of those videos that he has not been, his best and the happiest that he could be, and was just going through some things for the past few years. And yeah, and then he had this situation where he was unfortunately found on the boulevard. I really cannot stand when y'all film people, and I hate that. I keep on reiterating that. Stop filming people, because at the end of the day, you would not like it if somebody was to film you at your lowest moment and put it on the internet and have people just talking about it, because people can be cruel. You see somebody at a low point and they will use that as a joke. They will use that to, just be very, very negative, instead of being like, we need to get this person help. You would think if we put stuff or people put things on the internet like that, it'll have people showing compassion, and this would be like, oh, well, this is how we show awareness that, you got to be aware of mental health and you got to help people out and all this stuff. But no, we know that that's not necessarily how the internet works and how people are. They are very, very much judgmental. People don't take things serious. They think of everything as a joke. They use it as a reason to clown you, to hate on you, and all of that stuff. Stop doing that. Because you wouldn't want to see your family member pop up on one of these blog sites doing that shit, or on a TikTok video getting thousands and hundreds of thousands of views and all that stuff. You don't want that. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, call the cops. I hope y'all call the cops. But the cops did come out there, and they said they suspected him of an overdose or something. He was going through an overdose. I was like, that's an overdose? That's an overdose? Listen, the overdose that I've seen a few overdoses, because I tell you, it's a lot of unhoused people that come to my job. I told you about the one time the guy overdosed in the bathroom, and we could not open up that door. They had to really bust the lock open and then really forcibly open the door, because the door was locked from the inside. And then he was on the floor, and the way that his body was on the floor, his body was against the door, and against the wall. So if you would have pushed it, it's like an anchor keeping the door closed. So they had to really maneuver to get him get up in there. And when they found him, he was on the floor, just out of it. He just wasn't there. Then another one was on the couch, literally in front of us, in the main public library, not the bathroom, not a room, right in front of the circulation, that's sitting on the couch. And that man OD right there. Somebody OD'd on the goddamn computers, okay? So for him to be walking down the street, I'm like, that's an OD? Maybe it's different. I don't know what type of drugs or medication or whatever he was on, but I don't know about that. But, they said the cops came out there. He got into it a little bit with the cops. Because next thing you know, they said he was going to the hospital for a possible overdose. Then they said that boy got locked up. Mind you, this is over the weekend. So he had to stay there over the weekend. And this is when people was like, so is this still part of a gimmick or a PR stunt or whatever? And then they had to realize, I guess after yesterday or Monday when he was arraigned on the 25th, basically it came out that he getting hit with 4 felonies. He's facing a few years in jail if they find him guilty on this stuff or whatever. Because when they detained him, he got into it with some of the cops. They said he hit a cop in the face and caused some bodily injuries and all this stuff, whatever. I really feel like, and this is with anybody, if you see a person is in distress, or you see somebody is mentally going through something, or somebody is like under the influence of something and you go pick them up or whatever, I just feel like maybe they should get a pass if they actually start throwing hands or whatever, because they're not in their right frame of mind. They're already like, so it's not like they trying to do it on purpose. And that's for anybody. But, they said it just what it was. And I just need him to just be around his family. I seen his father and them come out there. He talking about something mentally. He's doing good. Well, how good is he doing mentally if he's walking down the streets in Ventura Boulevard at 4 o'clock in the morning talking about a party? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. He needs help. He needs a lot of love around him. And he needs to get the people that's probably just telling him whatever away from him. Okay? And it's just so unfortunate because we're seeing more and more of this up in this industry. And it's just like, it gets to the point like, this is why people say, oh, you sacrificed yourself or you sold your soul. I don't even believe in none of that stuff. Okay? And the fact that y'all know so much about that, that's troublesome, because why do you know the ins and outs of the Illuminati? So you say all of this stuff, like it's just ridiculous. And it's like, you can't just say, you got to find a reason why a person is going through mental distress. Oh, their spirit is this, and oh, they're going through spiritual warfare. No, they just having a mental episode just like everybody else. Okay? People have mental illnesses. People do drugs and all that stuff. People have a hard time. Okay, that's really what it be sometimes. But hey, it is what it is. And at this point in time, I really hope that he's okay. I hope he gets the help that he needs. No judgment. He's 26 years old. I didn't know he was that old. I said 26. The whole time I'm thinking he at least 22, 23. He 26 years old. Child, all right, get yourself some help, Lil Nas. And if you love him, stay around him, the people that really got his best interests at heart. Because, yeah, he needs some time, and he needs some, I'm going to go and say it, and I don't hate to say it. He needs some praying hands around him, for real. I know what I just said, but that's just really the truth, okay? Moving on from that. And didn't they have a video of his mama in the same condition once before? That's crazy. But moving on from there, wish him all the best. I do feel like he can bounce back from this. And I do feel like he will be okay. I do feel like this is a time where he needs to just reflect, and he needs to try to go about things a different way. And he needs to mature. That's just really what it all comes out to. And you speak about somebody that needs to fucking mature and who's been immature all her goddamn life. Now, let's just go there. Bitch. Okay. Last week, Thursday, 6 days ago. All right. I got on here because I really didn't want to discuss this Tamar situation. I got on here and I tried to keep it real cute. And I really did think that something else was going on besides the obvious of what people were saying. Oh, maybe she was doing some drugs. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe it was, somebody did something to her, something like that. And I'm up here saying, oh, she put this post out for a cry for help. Mind you, I know this woman and how she works, okay? I know a bitch will do a PR stunt in a minute. Me trying to give benefit of a doubt, trying to look beneath the surface a little bit and not come off like a cold ass bitch. Like, I really don't give a fuck, because when I first saw it, I'm just gonna be real honest with y'all. I really didn't give a fuck. It didn't move me to chorus. It didn't move me to say, oh my God, I hope you're. It didn't do none of that, okay? And if you knew the history and not just from what I told you, you will understand. But at the same time, if I don't give a. Like, I can't fake that. I can't fake that. But I really did think that something else deeper was going on, because why would you put this up here and cause all of this confusion and all this stuff? Girl, come to find out, I should have went with my first mind. I should have went with my first mind. Y'all really showed y'all ass, not the ones that, y'all probably watching me, y'all a little bit more smart. Okay? The people really showed their ass when this whole situation came out and they started blaming Funky Dineva. I understand the controversial and problematic type of person Funky can be. Funky has been fine with me, okay? And we not friends or nothing like that, but we cool. He shout me out all the time, and I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, if he do some fucked up shit, y'all know I will come and read him down for it, okay? I will never forget. One of the last time I remember having to go in on him, 2 times that I had to go in on him. The whole situation with Chloe Bailey, when he started talking about her looks and all that stuff, and I said, baby, please, do not do that. Okay, it came off very mean spirited, as if the girl did something to him, and it just came out of nowhere. We all got on that ass, okay? It's like situations like that. It's just some things that you just cannot let pass. You cannot let pass. You gotta call it out. No matter how much you like a person or whatever, if you cool, you gotta call it out. That's being real, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? And then that other situation, remember Love After Lockup with Monique and Derek, the big girl and all that stuff? Oh, he was going in talking about her, her weight and all that stuff, and he just got real nasty. And as a fellow big girl, usually some things just don't bother me when people talk about weight and shit or whatever. But it was just the way that he went about that shit. It was just very nasty. It was just very nasty. And I had to say something. And I say all that to say, don't get it twisted. I'll call a bitch out when I need to call a bitch out. Okay? And to clarify, we know that he could be very problematic, you know what I'm saying? And people got their issues. But for people to sit up here and to blame him and to basically put out these allegations and assumptions and all this stuff and conspiracy that he had something to do with the fact that, she was in this situation, that she woke up in this situation and didn't know what was going on, all because they saw a video of them together because she was celebrating his birthday, throwing him a little situation at a little club and celebrating his birthday over that weekend. Here's the thing that pissed me off about the whole situation. You post something, and I'm going to put this in up front, because I just don't like how this happened. And looking at it, especially with everything else that has been going on in the past couple of days, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. And if I ever had respect for this person, the respect for Tamar is out the window. It is out the window, and I do not care, and I'm going to be just real honest, I do not care if something actually did happen to her. You know what I'm saying? If it was a medical event or whatever, because the way that she handled this, the way that she treats people is just really disgusting. She's a toxic ass person. And I get that it's some of y'all that do watch me and y'all fans of hers and all this stuff and you want to take her for, that's fine. I'm we're having different experiences. You coming from a fan approach. I'm coming from somebody that actually talked to this person multiple on the phone, who actually interacted with this person, who actually was cool with this person, who actually been around this person and know enough of things that I would never put out there. But to know, that's why I had to step the fuck back. I don't like the way people handle things the way she does. Okay? And then you do this whole situation where, because you probably like, Ashley, why you sound like you upset? Because after all of these years, you would think, especially when you come back out, when something happens, you'd be like, always I need to thank God and heal and all this stuff, and I'm on my healing journey. It's always I'm on my healing journey. And me stupidly, I be thinking, okay, well maybe she really will just, be cool this time and she'll finally get it. I have this habit. And I know, and it's so crazy because, one of the traits that they say of a Capricorn, baby, once we cut you off, we cut you off. Okay? Ain't no other chances. But for some reason with me, when I'm cool with somebody, or I respect somebody, I like somebody, I had, companionship with somebody or whatever, and I actually really cared about you and I gave a damn about you. Yeah, I may not talk about you as much, I may not talk to you or whatever, but deep down I still care for you. You know what I'm saying? I still care for you. I still got a little bit of love for you. I still got some respect for you or whatever. And so therefore, I'ma still hold on and just be like, hopefully they get their shit together. That's how I was with Tamar up until this whole situation went down. I can come on here and I can call it out for what it needs to be called out. And I can still be like, yeah, I still got a little bit of love for her. I still care about her a little bit. But after this, and it's like, fool me once, fool me twice, you fooling me 15,000 times, and everybody else, and it's like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? Because this is so fucked up. To allow a person to just take the fall for some bullshit that you started, that's really ridiculous. That's really disgusting. And you supposed to be friends with this person. Truthfully, I don't even understand how Funky and Tamar became friends. That's none of my business. I just never would have put them two together, okay? Because I don't know. Even though he messy, he more mature than her. He way more mature than her. You know what I'm saying? But the whole situation, you got all that happening. And my thing is, you posting this stuff on the line. You posting this on social media, and you know that this is what's going to get people talking. And you knew exactly what the fuck you was doing. She knew what she was doing. Because there's going to be people that's going to be like, well, she ain't got to say nothing. And if she wanted to post this, she can post whatever she want. That is true. But you post this, and then instead of updating the people who are actually caring about you, who actually feel bad and hoping that everything is okay, you don't give them an update about what's going on. You leave it up to speculation. You're posting other things on your social media, and then you post this fucking promo shit for some goddamn EP, and it's cheap as fuck, first of all. It's tacky as hell, okay? It's low budget as shit. You know what I'm saying? And you want people to not look at you and be like, well, wait a minute, bitch. Now, was this shit real, or was this all a PR stunt just to promote a fucking EP that's coming out in a couple of weeks? And it's like, really? So you're not going to come out and address what happened when you put it out there. And don't say, oh, she don't need to tell us nothing. She do. Because you put it out there in the public. Because honestly, you didn't need to tell us anything about what happened until you figured out what happened. And especially if it was bad. If it was a medical situation and you figured it out that it was a medical situation, I would have handled the situation like this. I had an incident. I don't know what happened. I go get myself together, and then I realize what happened. And if it happens to be something medical, and it's something that we need to be aware to, then I'll put that out there and be like, you guys, this happened to... Okay. You guys, this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And it was because this was going on inside me. My levels was low. My iron was low. This was happening and all this stuff. Make sure you just check on your body and you get your checkups and all of this stuff. Because I randomly passed out, and I hit my face. I wound up fracturing my nose, and I wound up losing some teeth, all because of the stuff that was going on inside my body. That's cool. Because you're putting out awareness. Mind you, we still don't know what the fuck happened. We don't know if somebody did this to her. We don't know if she just blinked out because it was some medical shit. We know nothing like that. I would have did that after I found out everything was going on. Because you're bringing awareness. There's no issue with that. But you vaguely put this post up and you so dramatic with it. I was in a pool of blood. I was so weak. And I could barely talk, and I lost some of my mobility, and I lost some teeth, and I fractured my nose and all of this stuff. And yet your friend is over here getting obliterated on social media because the peoples is out here thinking that he did something to you because the video that they saw of y'all together, he was the most prominent other person that people knew in that video, even though you was with other people. But he was the only other person that people knew for sure by name without looking him up and being like, who was that? Who was that? They knew that he was with you. So, of course, whether he opened up his mouth and gave an explanation when he gave an explanation, or if he would have sat back and been quiet about it, people were still going to be saying something, and people were saying something. Before Funky even said anything on his live that night, that day to talk about it, and yeah, I was in there too, okay? I logged onto it, and the chat was going up. He answered the question. That's the only reason why he really said something, because that chat really was going up. But prior to that, people had already started putting his name in it with her because they was in that video together. You know what I'm saying? And so you allowed this whole situation to continue to go on, and you see somebody that you called your friend, somebody that you said that you got love for, somebody that you say you love, and all of this, you see them being attacked. And I don't buy for 1 minute that she didn't see it because he told her about it. We'll get to that in a second. Not only do you do that, you allowing your name to be run through the mud, because now it goes from people being concerned about you to people thinking, oh, maybe this is a stunt, or maybe she got her ass beat because she up there fucking around with somebody man. And when I heard that one, it went from Funky Dineva did something to her to Yandy allegedly did something to her because she was allegedly messing around with Mendici. I said, now hold the fuck up. Where the hell did that shit come from? And I'm just like, and you know me, I'm just like, girl, I don't believe none of that. I didn't even bother to look into that, okay? I was like, y'all just pulling shit out the hat. Okay, shit out of thin air. That's what y'all doing, right? Bitch, then this goddamn promo come out, because we already know, allegedly, supposedly, Yandy and Mendicis are having issues that's been being displayed on the current season 11 Hip Hop Atlanta. I have not watched it, so I don't know, but they just been having issues within their marriage with possible, cheating and all this stuff. Okay, cool. Then all of a sudden, this video comes out yesterday night, almost in the morning, probably like around 10, 11 something, whatever. And it's a promo, and it's so, I was like, oh my God, did y'all just randomly decide to do this? And this is what I'm saying. Even if you're independent, now I'm finna be critical. Probably a little petty to be doing this, but I don't give a fuck because I just don't like her right now. I just don't like the bitch. And that's just really what it is. So you do this video, which is obvious. And then first of all, some of y'all are dumb as shit. Okay? She put the video out in the midst of people still wondering what the fuck is going on with her. It's a promo video to, I guess she's doing a visual EP. She doing a visual EP, okay? And it's given very much, the main guy is Mendici. She messing around with him. He's allegedly in a relationship. She's getting advice from Vince of all people, about the whole situation. She got her good girlfriends, Nivea, this other chick, and then Funky Dineva up in there playing the good girlfriends. You got her mom up in there trying to give her advice and all that stuff. She got a waiting to exhale Angela Bassett moment when she cutting off her hair and all that, which was horribly done. Take that shit out. Okay? But I will say the short hair with the finger waves, that really was cute on her. Keep your hair like that. But at the same time, I was just like, girl, what the fuck? The people's is like, so this is what? Wait a minute. And this is what I mean when I say that some of y'all are really and I hate to say it like this. Because I'm like, if you watch the promo, it literally said at the end of it, the name of the EP and the date that is coming. So obviously, if 1 + 1 = 2, if you just saw this promo and this is all in the same, this was just a promo. It's not real. People still thinking, oh my God, so what are you saying? Are you saying that you and Mendeecees are really fucking around with each other? No, bitch, it's acting. Very bad acting, but it's a promo shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here like 2 + 2 = 4. Maybe in y'all world it's 2 + 2 = 3.5. I don't know. Okay, you almost got it, but you didn't. I just didn't understand how come that was so hard to understand. People was more so shocked, like, bitch, how the fuck are you putting this out? And I thought you had your teeth knocked out. What the fuck is going on? Clearly, we know that it was pre-recorded. But again, it's because after people asking and trying to see if you're okay, you put this out and you posting like ain't nothing happened. Like you just didn't drop something out there saying that you was fucked up. And it's like, girl, what? And I was like, you know what? A PR stunt and attention whore, don't care who call it. That's just all that it is, okay? And at this point in time, you know, Funky Dineva comes out on a post and basically said she fucked up for doing that because now people gonna be looking at him like he know more than what he does when he do. And that he still got something to do with it because he's in this video and he a part of this whole little scheme and all this stuff. And that, you know, he been trying to contact her and, you know, you see him getting obliterated online all this time and you don't even come out and say nothing to defend him and to squash the allegations and the assumptions down. You put this out. And he said that cheap ass fucking shit for an EP that ain't nobody go listen to, bitch. That shit was fucking funny. But at the end of the day, he ain't wrong. And so he said he was about to air her out. Today, this morning, he did do a live. It was like 24 minutes or something like that. And he discussed all of this. And basically, all he wanted was for her to put out a post to just say, he didn't even say put out an actual post on Instagram. He said put a story up in your Instagram story, a post in your Instagram story that said, Funky Dineva ain't got nothing to do with this. Funky Dineva ain't got nothing to do with none of this shit. She didn't even do that. He said when he contacted her about all the stuff that was going on, she was acting like she didn't know. He then tells her what's going on, and she said something along the lines of, we'll talk about it later. We'll be cool. Love you or something like that. Like it'll be all right. We'll talk about it later. Some shit like that. Like just bear with it, okay? Because it's part of a process. It's part of a plan. That's what I took from it. And he like, bitch, what? And then said he's trying to get updates about what's going on with her. She's not giving updates about what's going on with her, but initially did say, well, I'm in a hospital, so I ain't know this was happening. And he called it right. Bitch, you're lying. If you were in the hospital, you still was on your phone because you're still posting, so you do know what the fuck is going on. You do know what the fuck is going on. Like, come on. And like he said, she's the type of person that's going to go through all the comments and all this shit and look all over because she want to know what people are saying about her. That's how she's always been. Truthfully. I can't tell you how many times I done got so many text messages during that time Hun came, girl, why? And if I said something, why you say this? And trying to clear it up and all this stuff. No, you care about what people got to say. But then you do stupid shit like this to get people to talk, but so that you can be a victim. Some way, somehow, flip that shit and make you feel like you the victim. Because you're not in this situation. Because you started all of this. Okay? And then you're texting and not getting no response. But then you texting about other shit. But you won't say what's going on with you. Not even to your so-called friend. Then you got hit your publicist and all this other. Got the nerve to have a fucking publicist and shit. To text Funky Dineva. And try to tell him to stop, you know, and all of this stuff. And then you texting him to, can you just don't post nothing, don't say nothing, because he said he was, after that initial post that he posted about calling her out. Because this is my career, because you're going to mess up my career rollout or some shit like that. And I'm sitting here, once I heard that, I really just was done with it. Because at the end of the day, you're more concerned about your career than just putting up a post saying, you know, Funky ain't got nothing to do with this. And don't give me that, oh, I was in the hospital, I was sick and all that shit. Okay, yeah, you was in the hospital and you claim that you barely had mobility, but you was able to post that other post, the initial post, about you waking up in a pool of blood and not knowing what was going on. And that's all you had to do. And that's what you did later on after Funky Dinita literally threatened. He said all he wanted was a post to say and clear his name out of this shit. And if you don't put that shit up, he gonna spill everything else that's going on as the reason why you had to go ahead and put that video out. And so because he pushed your hand, he forced your hand, you put a post up there basically saying, even though he may not think it, I still love him. Funky Dinita didn't have nothing to do with this. I didn't know all this was going on. I was in the hospital, whatever. Lies. A lie don't care who fucking tell it. But bitch, you just told it. Okay? Ain't nobody falling for that shit. And at the end of the day, if Funky is okay with that, that's cool. Because that's literally all he wanted. But nobody should have to force somebody because their secrets are about to come out and their career shit about to come out just for you to apologize and just for you not even to apologize to stand up for your friend. And then it makes me go back to thinking about the whole Krishan Rock situation when James Chanel. That whole situation, your friend got his teeth knocked out. The people was coming on the internet and basically calling him a liar. And come to find out it was true. And I always believed it. He had his cheek, the tooth was chipped and all that shit or whatever. I always believed it. And now one time did she come on there, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't remember, come on there and basically truly defend him. And this is somebody that was, I would actually think was a friend to her, that was singing background for her, that was always there with her at her home and all that stuff. Right? But you couldn't come out there and stand up for him the way a real friend would. You was more so concerned about whether or not Krishan was going to beat your ass or not. Like, come on, that's just really fucked up. And so it's like, if you see the pattern of how she gets with people, and then trying to say that he was trying to clout chase for fucking what? He doing good in his field, in his area. He know his people. Tamar is the one that's trying to get back out there for real, for real. She's trying to get her name back out there. She's trying to get eyes back on her. Ain't nobody really studying or looking for Tamar like that. Her name don't ring bells like that. Okay? Unfortunately. And it's fucked up because the bitch can sing. The bitch is talented as fuck. I would never take that from her. But she self-sabotages each and every time. And again, who the fuck is on your team that is allowing you to do this shit and standing behind you and saying, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and put that out. That's how you do it. They're fucking you over too. Because ain't no way in hell I'm going to be with somebody and be like, but then again, she's the type of person that likes guest people. And that's why I had to step away. And she must have realized that, because I'm not finna fucking say yes to each and everything that you do. I'm not finna sit here and say, oh yeah, that's right when it's wrong. I'm not coddling no grown-ass woman. Okay? That's literally what it was. And it's like, you talking about your career, but then you do shit like this that's fucking up your career. I'm done with it. It's nothing much more to say. She's stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. And my whole thing is, I really do, for her sake, hope that she's not lying about what happened to her, because at the end of the day, that's going to cause more damage to her than anything else, if this is all a lie. Moving on from that, some more positive news. Let's uplift this shit. Carrie Huger might be coming out. Now, see, listen, I haven't seen, I don't know how true this is. Now, see, you got to take it with a grain of salt. The Jasmine brand, She was the first one to put it out there, but and everybody saw it and just took it and ran with it. So I haven't really seen no real confirmation that Karen Huger, the Grand Dame Real Housewives of Potomac, that she allegedly supposed to be getting out of prison September 2nd. That's next week. That's in a few days. Okay, baby. Listen, I love it. You know what I'm saying? She learned her lesson. Well, let me not put that out there. I hope she learned her lesson. And if it does happen, Andy, you better have them goddamn cameras out there, because I know they in the midst of filming the Real Housewives of Potomac season. What is this, 11 or something like that? I don't know. They're filming a new season, right? And so then it can do the same thing, just like when Phaedra popped up the last 5 episodes, let Karen pop up and be like, here I am. Give her a special. That feel like awarding bad behavior, but I mean, she served her time. She served her time, bitch. Okay, we need a little something. To wake this shit up, bitch. All right? Ray needs her. Oh, poor Ray. Let me tell you something, Karen. I will never let you live down the way you had that man looking through that purse and looking all over the ground or whatever, trying to find your ID and all that shit, when you already knew that the cops, you already had that shit. He was searching high and low up in that bag. Okay, mind you, the bag was this big. Oh my God, that was a time. Like, let me tell you something. Drinking, DUIs and stuff is very, very serious. But they should never showed us the interrogation tape. They should never showed us the goddamn body cam shit, because my goodness, you want us to take shit serious, which we do, and we have, and we are. But my lord, that shifted ass wig, from that to Ray looking in the goddamn, trying to take up for his wife. Oh, he was being a good husband, because he was not finna let his wife go down. He was trying to speak for her and everything, and he wasn't even there. Okay, to the wig shifting, to her in that interrogation room, or in that telling that man that he was Poe. She told that white cop that she was Poe. He was Poe. Oh yeah, I got more money than you. And they're gonna say I was Thomas Jefferson concubine, bitch. It shouldn't have been funny, but it was. It's a serious situation. I really hope she learns her lesson. Meanwhile, speaking of more prison tales, when it comes to the Real Housewives, Jen Shaw, girl, we ain't heard her name in a minute. Okay, her and her coach, her husband, they just posted. It's a picture that's posted of them together, and they celebrating 31 years of marriage. And I think she got like a little under a year left for prison or something. I think something they said like 359 days or something like that. Yeah, girl, I forgot all about her. Now, she deserved all her time. You want to know why? Because she really was hurting people. Karen hurt herself, but she could have possibly hurt other people. But thank goodness there was nobody else out there on the road, and she only crashed her car into the tree, and she hurt herself and the car. But Jen Shaw, bitch, you was up here scamming elderly people, taking their monies and shit. And truth be told, I feel like you need more time than what you got, because that was really fucked up. Okay? You wouldn't want nobody doing that to your parents. All right? You wouldn't want your kids to have to go through that if somebody did that to you and your husband. No. So why would you do it to anybody else? That is so messed up. Okay? Now, Karen, let this be a goddamn lesson to your ass, too. Because we ain't giving out no more chances. Truth be told, this wasn't no chance that we gave you either. We was okay. A lot of us was okay with you serving time because you deserved it. You deserved it. This is not your first DUI. This is like your third or fourth. Girl, you deserved it. Now, don't let nothing else happen. And then it be bad. And I'm going to say lock the bitch up and give her a long time. I just be that way. Okay? Because, bitch, you got to learn. You ain't learned then. You going to learn now. All right? But that's cute. I saw the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, girl, okay, Michelle really going to be on there? They was at one of Kelly, I think it was Kelly event or something like that. They was at congratulating her and all that shit at her when K Michelle was at the AMC American Music Country Awards, or ACM, whatever the fuck, the country shit. The country awards or whatever. She was singing and she sang down. Listen, I really want K Michelle to succeed in this country music stuff, because that girl is really country music to her heart. It's like, listen to her throat. And you could just tell, like, she ain't faking that accent when she sing that little yodel shit. Okay, because I had to ask one time on Twitter, like, do the people really be singing like that, or is it do they be making a voice sound like that? And they say most of the time they be making a voice sound like that, but with K Michelle, you can clearly hear that that's just really how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I really want her to, with that little twang, I really want her to succeed in it, and this is really her lane. I feel I want her to be the one. I mean, we got. I mean, honest. Do I consider Cowboy Carter a country album? Absolutely not. Okay, but Beyonce don't either. But anyway, the other people do. Okay, I don't. All right, but I really want K Michelle to come through for the black girls and to really truly just break out. I really want her to have all the fucking success in country music because she fucking deserves. I want her. I want Tana. I want Brittany. I want Tracy. I want all of them. All of them to get their props. All the black girls and the black guys go ahead and fucking do their thing. I really cannot. I really in my feelings a little bit about the fact that Willie Jones did not blow up the way that Shabuzi did. And truthfully, I feel like he better than Shabuzi. No shade. I don't listen to Shabuzi music. I'm just gonna be real honest with you. I'm just gonna be real honest with you. I did not listen to that bad music, okay? I tried to listen to the one. Good Lord. Everybody getting dips. I couldn't. I was like, what? I would rather the singing. That's my cup of tea. And Willie Jones, I know it was a little bit of controversy because he had kind of called Shabuzi out a little bit, and that's probably what kind of, like sidestepped him a little bit. But what he said wasn't lie. It wasn't no lie, okay? I guess you can look at it like Shabuzi is whitewashed a little bit. That's why white people love him. Willie Jones, on the other hand, he a nigga. He a country nigga. For real. He's throwing through. Like, he know he black. And not saying that Shabuzi don't know he black or whatever, but that's what he catered to the whites. You know what I'm saying? Willie Jones just has this beautiful fucking deep-ass voice. Just for fun. I love that song off of Cowboy Carter. I was so glad he was able to get a little Levi commercial with Beyonce, because I was about to say, damn, Beyonce, you're not going to ignore? Oh, okay. Throw a little shade up in there. Speaking of, y'all, my girl doing good with the Sacred. Okay, they put out some new protection shit. I might check it out. I'm not gonna get no guarantees. I might check it out. Okay, because yeah, and they doing real good. And I did post, like, outside of music, the best thing Beyonce has ever done with all the ventures that she tried to do is this Sacred shit, because this shit is really fucking showing and proving. People are really showing and prove. Not no paid influencer, not no other people, whatever. No, these are regular people that's throwing up on social media that, yeah, I started using this shit and look at my fucking hair. I was like, what? Because one thing about it, you can't be fucking playing with nobody here and scalping shit like that. One thing I'm scared to try, I be scared to try people products on their face, the face stick, and hair stuff. Because one, I don't want my hair to fall out, and two, I don't want my skin to get fucked up. My skin ain't as bad, but it gets bad sometimes, especially, around your cycle time or whatever. It gets bad a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And plus, I do got a mild case of PCOS and all that stuff. Baby, you're not finna fuck my skin up. My skin is sensitive already, so I be scared to try these little face stuff, whatever. And that's why I just be like, I'm just leave it gone. Okay, I deal with what God gave me. That's just really what it is. But, congratulations. But yeah, K Michelle was out there with the girls, and the girls be out there supporting her on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Pinky Cole. Girl, Pinky Cole got hit with a little fine about some, like $81,000 some dollars of unpaid rent and some shit like that for the slutty vegan and all that. What the hell is going on with y'all paying y'all bills? Girl, you coming in being Kelly. Okay, that was Kelly last season. This her now. Okay, Kelly done opened up her little waffle shop that she was working on finally. And they was out there supporting her and all that stuff. So, am I looking forward to the new season? Not really, but I'm interested. Like, am I anticipating? No. The hype of Real Housewives is gone for me. And I'm talking about, when I say the hype, I'm talking about like, oh my God, I can't wait for the new season. That aspect of it is gone for me. You know what I'm saying? It's the heyday of the Housewives and all that stuff, and that anticipation that has passed. Am I looking forward to it? And I will be tuned in, sure. But am I like overly enthusiastic about it? No, it's just a regular show now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wish them luck. Moving on from that, Snoop Dogg, let me talk to you for a second. Snoop Dogg, you get yourself on a podcast or a video interview or whatever the fuck it was, and then you get to talking about you're basically homophobic, okay? And it's just really you get to talk about, and I know some people probably agree with him, and if you do, I just don't understand why you watch me, because I don't. But okay. Uh, this whole thing about taking his grandson to the movies to see the Lightyear movie or whatever, and then seeing that there was a lesbian couple in there with a child, and then you're like, I'm scared or I'm worried, and I don't know how to explain this to my grandchild, or how this come about and all that stuff, and I'm like, what? Okay, they're together and they have a baby. That's all you have to say. And if you got to go a little bit deeper, people like people, and, couples come in all different shapes, sizes, and things. That's just all you have to say. Like, what? You ain't got to get too deep. Kids don't really give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to say, oh, they just putting it everywhere and all this stuff. I need y'all to stop with this fucking, oh, you want to throw it in our face, and you want to do this and you want to do that, and it's an agenda, and why we got to see it here, why we got to see it. Gay people have been here for the beginning of time, just like heterosexual people, right? There are gay species. I never thought I would see some shit like this. I literally, and I had posted it on my, reposted it in my Instagram story. So if you follow me, you probably saw this. 2 male lions, not lionesses, no, 2 male lions. That nigga was fucking the shit out the other one. And you want to know why he did that shit? His dominance. I'm the head nigga in charge. You follow me. I said, well, you ain't have to do all of that. And had that motherfucker on his back, and them motherfucking paws was curling. He was just like, grrr. He had popped up out of it. And that motherfucker was just laying, the other one was just laying there like, oh. I said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? See? But you got a problem with fucking gay people? Gay people who's been here, they're not going nowhere. So get fucking used to it. There's no fucking agenda. Because then gay people can say, what's this straight agenda? That don't make sense, right? It don't make sense. So why the fuck does that? Like, come on. Like, 2025, and you want to act like you don't know how to explain that there are couples of different shapes, sizes, and orientations together. The kids don't need to know no deep shit about, oh, they sexing each other and all that shit. All you got to do is just say when 2 people love each other. Love don't necessarily have to encompass and be sexualized and all that stuff. I love this person, I love that person. That don't mean I'm sexually attracted. You don't have to compensate or equate. And that's what it is with gay people. That's why it's so demonized. I don't talk about the Bible shit, because, listen, the Bible, the shit don't even mean the same thing, okay? The interpretation is all fucking wrong, and people reading it wrong, and all of that shit. We can get into that, but I'm not. But at the same time, it's like, this whole, you talk about gay people, and gay people is always equated to sexualization. Why? Why not just be 2 people that like each other, and so they're together? When we do heterosexual couples, they don't always do that to heterosexual couples. Oh, because that's what society already is used to. Baby, get fucking used to it. It's 2025, okay? There are families who have 2 same-sex parents. Kids have 2 same-sex parents. Just like black people like representation in movies and TV shows and all of that stuff. And Latinos like representation. Asians want the representation. We want the representation too. Because that is what... My bad. My bad. Somebody called me. I don't even know who it was. It's ignorant. I don't know who the fuck it was. Anyway, and it just threw me off. But no, we want representation too, okay? And just because you put a gay couple or a lesbian couple or a non-binary person or all this stuff into incorporating it into a scene here or a movie here one time or two times or a TV show here or there or whatever, it doesn't mean that, oh, you're forcing it. It doesn't mean, oh, why we teaching the kids this and all this stuff. This is what the fucking world look like. I need you to understand that there are not just heterosexual people. There are not just, the world is just not black and white. Okay, there are not just, heterosexual families. There are gay families. Okay, there are with same sex. And then when it comes to Snoop Dogg, you acting like a bitch when it comes to shit like this. When you all of a sudden, because you got a grandkid and all that stuff, it's a bad thing or whatever. But yeah, this is what you built your career on. See, this is the hypocrisy. If this wasn't there, I can probably give a little bit of leeway. Okay? But you literally came up in a time and probably still doing it where you was okay with seeing two women fucking with each other. You was on the L word. Okay with seeing two women fucking each other. But you worried about that. And that be bothering me, like, y'all be having these orgies. Y'all be doing all this stuff. You rap about girls being with girls. Mind you, I'm thinking, to be quite honest, no shade, I thought he was talking about, two men, a gay couple. No, it was a lesbian couple. And I said, really? You got a problem with the... I was like, whoa, you got a problem with the lesbians? When that's what you be around too? Like, come the fuck on. Come the fuck on, because and the only reason why I said the gay couple, because they always get a problem with man and shit. Like, why do you fucking care? They're not bothering you. They're not putting nothing negative out in the world or anything like that. So why? That's another thing for that. But when it comes to Snoop Dogg, baby, you could have just kept that to yourself, because now everybody's just running all your tea. Baby, I did not know he had another kid that wasn't by his wife, and he don't really acknowledge him. I said, what? Baby, you are scared and worried and don't know how to talk about this, and people putting all this shit out there, but you are okay with cheating constantly on your wife, fucking around and taking risks with fucking around with a bitch named Selena Powell, and we know that whole soul ran through. Do you okay with possibly getting STIs and giving it back to your wife and all that stuff? Like, are you serious? That's what you scared about? Two women characters in a show, in a movie that probably wasn't even in there for that long of a time, and all they did was just show them together holding the baby? Are you fucking serious? You got way bigger things to think about and to worry about and be scared about than that. Stop fucking playing. Moving on from that, Young Buck. Bitch, we ain't heard nothing about no Young Buck in a long time. And obviously you need to get your name out there, because maybe we need to get you some gigs, because baby, they say that you are behind on child support. And mind you, this is just one baby mama that's doing the calculation. I said one. How many kids he got? I don't feel like looking it up. So he's going through a bankruptcy situation. So he got a bankruptcy case going on, right? And they say allegedly he owes $71,721 in child support. Mind you, the mama said, technically speaking, he owed me $81. At first, she came to the courts and was like, in 2020, he owed me $81,471. Then they amended it in 2024 and said, no, bitch, it's $151,786. And then in 2025, they said it was $153,000. And then she said she just wants the remaining balance, which is that 71. I said, God damn. Can you imagine? Woo. The only time I ever seen $70-some thousand, and I ain't even worried about it, is student loan. That one federal student loan, like all my other loans are gone except for that one bitch. And let me just tell you this. I don't care. I'm so fucking sorry. You got people that are old and gray that are still paying those student loans. It is one of the biggest scams. Okay, for real, since we want to talk about scams and shit, student loans are a scam. All right, and I need them to get hip to the fact that people ain't got it, they ain't got it, and they ain't gonna pay your ass. That's why you still waiting for it, okay? So hey, it is what it is. Young Buck, I don't know what we gonna do. Damn, how y'all get it? See, this is what happens when you have all these goddamn kids. You can't afford to fucking pay for them because you don't have consistent work and everything. But why do you want to have so many kids out of fucking wedlock? No, and that's fine. Like I get it, but cause you going one baby mama want this amount, this baby mama want this amount, this baby, like bitch, you broke as shit. At least if you was living in the same household, y'all could figure that shit out. And it's too, I don't know. It just seems it just seems so stressful to have a bunch of kids. Oh my god, and you ain't got constant and consistent work, baby. Who the fuck is out here looking for some young buck shit? No shade. No shade. Okay. And speaking about kids, Effie, what you do? It ain't funny. Effie from Power, okay? She got arrested on the 18th, and then she got released, I think, on a little bit of bond on the 19th. But she got arrested for third-degree cruelty to children and disorderly conduct. Now, before you say, oh, she was doing something to the kids, no. When we found out third-degree cruelty to the children, that's basically like something happened in front of the kids. She wasn't harming the kid, but she got out of control or probably got into a fight or some shit in front of the kids. So she got charged for that. That's third-degree cruelty to the children because the children was present. Even though they didn't get hurt, they were present and had to witness that shit. And then she got disorderly conduct. Bitch, what is going on? Everybody getting locked up? What is happening in the month of August? Summertime coming to the end and everybody want to get locked up. And speaking of fucking locked up, update. Emmanuel Haro, Rebecca Haro, and Jake Haro. I don't give a damn if I'm not saying their name right. Fuck them. They got arrested, right? They got arrested probably a couple of days after I did the What It Is talking about them. And for those that don't know, this was the case about the lady and the man who basically got on camera lying, saying that their 7-month-old special needs child was taken from them. The lady was allegedly in the Big 5 parking lot. She went to change the baby pamper in the trunk or whatever, and then all of a sudden somebody came up to her and tapped her on the shoulder and was like, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" And then said, "Bink," knocked her ass out, and she said, "I woke up, and I got up, and my baby was gone." Now, had she not said "Hola," people probably would have brought it a little bit. Had she would have had a little bit of tears in the goddamn interview, people probably would have brought it a little bit. But she had neither of those, okay? Neither of those was applying. And so, therefore, nobody brought that shit. Even the police was like, absolutely fuck not. They went and investigated their home, did a warrant, looking at their homes and all that stuff. They went and do a polygraph test, and I said, the baby is no longer here. They did something to the baby, okay? And mind you, he has a child abuse case for next month. And again, I say to you, why did they do this? What was the purpose? One of them, and it's given very much, and I listen, as much as I want to just go in for real, I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt. It's given something, could be like an accident happened and the baby died. And then you try to cover it up. But then again, it's given very much, I lost my temper. I did something and beat the baby because the baby wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And I got frustrated and took my anger out on the baby. And unfortunately, the baby passed away, so let's cover it up. It's given that. They don't know where the baby's at. They have arrested them. They have also now charged them with murder and also charged them with making a false report. Baby, put them in jail and let them motherfuckers go ham on their ass. Okay? Let them go ham on their ass. Let that bruise underneath her eye that she gave herself, what she told her husband to do, I want it to be like that couple. I hate to say this. Y'all seen that couple? They got arrested because they had a domestic dispute. And they mugshots was on, they had put their mugshots on there because they was beating both of their asses. But the woman, she looked like she beat she got the upper hand on the man. Because both his eyes was fucked up. One of her eye was fucked up. But baby, I want that bitch eye swollen shut. I want her can't be able to get the fuck up. Him too. Because why would you do this? Why would you do this to a child? Like, if you didn't want the child, go to an agency that you can give the child away to. Okay? Adoption. All of that stuff. People are literally out here waiting and wanting to be parents, and you out here doing something like this. Like, baby, people are so goddamn cruel. Okay? And speaking of fucking jail, too, Boosie about to go to jail. Boosie had a charge back in 2023 up in San Diego. This is what I'm talking about. I just don't understand this day and age, you gangsters or you niggas. Like, why do y'all put everything on social media? I be looking at these little videos about, this person getting gunned down and these gangs and all this stuff. And the way that y'all be just talking about the shit on social media and going live, going with your ops and all that stuff. And you posting this and posting that. Baby, you're literally self-snitching. You're self-snitching. Okay? That's what you're doing. And that's literally what Boosie did. Now, I'm pretty sure he's like a felon. He's probably not supposed to have a firearm. So in this video he put up on Instagram, he was in San Diego driving down the street or whatever, and he had a gun in there. So of course the feds and them, they watching. Just let y'all know, the police be watching y'all Instagrams. They be watching y'all social medias, okay? And so they got him, and then when they went and they raided his house and all that stuff, they found a couple more guns or some shit like that. Okay, cool. So then they arrested him, but then they was going to give him probation for this. But then they said, no, let's take that away, and we probably going to give him some jail time. Before that, they said, let's just dismiss the whole thing because it's kind of unconstitutional. But then the feds came in and said, absolutely the fuck not. We're going to charge him and, with one possession of a gun that he's not supposed to have, and he facing the maximum is 15 years. So the prosecution, they looking for like 2 years, okay? And so, he said he pled guilty to it because he tired of fighting it. It's funny how motherfuckers be like, free this, free that, and y'all the main ones getting in trouble. DJ Academics, let me tell you something. When people think they bigger than the program and think they know it all, they will get up here and just fuck everything up and don't even realize it. So Megan Thee Stallion is still going through this court case, whatever, with that Milagro girl that she's suing, as she should. And DJ Academics was called up to be disposed and have a deposition with her lawyers, and he posted a clip of him being asked questions about Megan and the shooting, and he basically calling her a liar and all this stuff and whatever, all this other shit. Okay, he don't respect her because he thinks that she's a liar, even though in that same thing he admits that she was shot. So okay, cool, but he up there like, all the lawyers really thought that I was doing something. They really thought that they was doing something. If you asking about this, why you bring it up, Nikki? Why you bring it up this? Why you bring it up that? Okay. So, of course, his little fans making it think like, Megan's stupid, her lawyer's stupid, and all that stuff. No. If you go back and you look at what was going on, they set that motherfucker up. And all of the lawyers that I have come across, like real actual lawyers with law degrees who practice and who try cases too, they were saying, you big dummy got up here and did a 7-hour plus deposition with no lawyer around you because you thought that you was bigger than the program. You did this goddamn deposition and you answered all of those questions, whereas your lawyer could have stopped you from answering certain questions that can get you caught up in future cases if she decides to put a fucking lawsuit against you. And now we got your own words and other things to trap you up to have a defamation lawsuit if she wants to file that. And you can't combat it because in this deposition, you literally admitted to calling her a snitch, to calling her a liar, to doing other things. That's how you feel, and spreading this and putting this out there as if it's fact. Oh, you guys are so stupid. You guys are so, and they, oh, he did this. No, he lost that, and he don't realize it. Really? Oh, you guys are so crazy. Ain't no way in hell I'm doing something legally without a lawyer. No, 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 no. Moving on from that. Congratulations to Sammy from the Jersey Shore. You know, she just had a baby. She just had her first baby, and it's actually her. She said her miracle rainbow baby. You know what? Congrats. But my whole thing is, Jersey Shore, y'all really just, and it's like, it's one of those situations where you kind of knew, but you was probably wanting to be blind to it. Same thing I was with the Chrisleys. You got an inkling that they was a little MAGA, a little Repub. You know what I'm saying? You know, if they was just a little bit Repub, I could deal with that. But, you know, Savannah out here just toting the MAGA, like, no, that's what I can't deal with, okay? Jersey Shore, I could deal with, you know, they Italian up in New Jersey. Okay, like, come on. Minus Nicole. Okay, Snooki's not Italian. But I can kind of see, you know, them being a little bit conservative, a little bit, you know, still, yeah, okay, fine. But when Vinny was at that damn rally, that Trump rally, I said, oh my God. No. Okay? That really just irked me so bad. But at the same time, I was just like, kind of knew it. Not really surprised. It was good watching you and not watching again. I ain't never watched this, okay? Honestly, I don't even understand how the show's still on the air, but, you know, get your money, man. Ronnie, okay? Y'all remember, Ronnie and her, when they got in that damn show and they locked in real quick, bitch, I will never do some shit like that. Absolutely not. And he just was, I was so glad she got away from him, though. Because after to see the way things went with him after that whole situation, and it got to a point where none of them were talking to him on all that shit because he was just so out of control. Oh my God, I hope he got his life together. But congratulations to Sammy. Moving on from that, they used to fight on that motherfucker too. I mean, be boxing. And speaking of other Trump shit, girl, Gloria Gaynor. I will survive. Hey. What? That's like a gay anthem, bitch. I'm so sorry. No disrespect, but god damn. Like, this is some type of news that you weren't thinking about, and then you all of a sudden again, you're just like, what are you talking about? Baby, Gloria Gaynor is 81 years old, and all because she accepted the Kennedy Center honor that is given by Trump. Okay, now if you don't know, he basically took over that, and a lot of people that had seats on the boards and that was in support of the Kennedy Center honors and all that stuff, they basically just said absolutely no because of Trump. You know what I'm saying? They're getting on Tasha Cobbs at this moment because I think she's still going to be sinking there or whatever. They're like, girl, what? And I'm sitting here like, I don't know why y'all surprised. A lot of them goddamn gospel artists, black ones, they are fucking conservatives. They are Republicans. CeCe Winans, when they told me that, I said, bitch, what? But then, you know, it kind of make a little bit of sense. That's just what they do. Okay, I'm not surprised, after Tina from Mary, after she came out and supported Trump his first term, because she said it's the Christian thing to do. Oh, I started looking there. I said, what was that dude? Travis Green. He sang at the inaugural ball. You know, the one that don't nobody really talk about, but they only focus on Chrisette Michele. But he was also there singing too. Okay? But see, he still was able to have a career, but Chrisette wasn't. Yeah, they all like that. So Miss Gloria Gaynor got got a little bit exposed because the FEC, some outlet or whatever went through the FEC and found out that she donated since 2023 or even prior to that, donated to some Republican campaigns and shit like that. They said she gave $22,000 since 2023 to right-wing figures such as Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio, Mike Johnson, the National Republican Senatorial Campaign Committee, the New Jersey PAC, which targets, the New Journey PAC, I should say, targets black conservative voters, And then I was just like, oh, mama, the backlash had got so much for this 81-year-old lady that she deleted her Twitter, or her people deleted her Twitter, and then they limited the comments on her Instagram. Y'all got to be careful, cause baby, this political climate right about now, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot, and there's no exceptions being made. No exceptions being made because the country is literally being turned around on its ass. Okay, and it's just crazy. You got Trump, like, didn't I mention that shit last week? Bitch, I said it in the video on Thursday. He better not try to come out here and do some shit. Oh, he said he gonna come out here and try to do some shit. The same way he tried to militarize and do all that mess up there in D.C., baby, he said he's going to try to come out here and do it in the major cities. He said Chicago next, then he's going to do New York and all that other shit. Bitch, the peoples is not having it. Talking about some, the ladies in the red hats was coming up there saying that they need us to come down there and all this shit. Who said that? Who said that? Point these bitches out. Because we don't know them hoes. Ain't nobody asked. And truth be told, I know they want to say that Chicago, because we do have a reputation from prior years, but actually in the past couple of years, our numbers have been down. Crime level has been down. Shootings have been down. Trust and believe. You ain't seen me come up here talking that much, because y'all remember at least one time, or at least a couple of years ago for sure, every fucking week I had to come up here talking about somebody got shot. Right? Y'all remember that? Like a group of people. That has not been happening because that's not been going on. And then I love the fact that, well, it ain't been going on as frequent as it was. Okay? We're not going to sit here and act like crime don't happen. Crime happens in every goddamn situation. Every city, every state, every town, all that stuff. It happens. But ours is decreasing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's not that much. And we ain't got no influx right about now. But I do love the fact that I get on TikTok and you got even the white people who live in the city are coming, and I was like, oh my God, some of them live on the south side too, because some people was in the comments and talking to people like, well, you got to go to Inglewood and you got to go to the south side and you got to go to this. And they was like, bitch, I live in the south side. Okay. And ain't shit going on. Bitch, I live in Bronzeville. Ain't shit going on. This is a beautiful ass neighborhood. Okay. I will say this, gentrification is a bitch coming up. Listen, what the fuck? I go out to do my walk the other day. This white couple I said this white lady was walking her dog. This white couple come up there. They doing they walking stuff. And I'm like, it baffles me. I'm so sorry. Is this trying to tell me that I need to hurry up and get up off this camera? Because this like the second phone call of that one definitely was a spam call. I gotta block that number because that called before. What the hell? But yeah, Trump, leave us alone, okay? You need to worry more so about your health than anything else. Y'all, it's been 24 years since Aaliyah passed away. It gets me every time. Even if I don't speak about it, y'all know how I feel. It's two people deaths, celebrity deaths that I can pinpoint where I was exactly. And that is Aaliyah's death and Michael Jackson's death. Two people that I love. 24 years. It was a Saturday too. Either Friday or Saturday. It was a Saturday. Because I was laying in the bed. And this was right before school started. I was laying, or had school already started. It was like the week school started. And then it was that Saturday. And I was tired as hell. I was laying in the bed. My mama did not bother us to go to the grocery store because we usually do grocery shopping early. My mama got to a point where you do grocery shopping early in the morning so we can avoid the crowds. Okay, she said, bitch, we not doing that shit in the afternoon, in the mid-morning or whatever. No, we're going to get up early and we're going to go. So, bitch, as soon as this motherfucker open up, we're going to be up in that hole. Okay, she let us stay asleep. It was the first week of school or whatever, cool. And so She on her way back, she was like, she wound up calling, and we were still asleep. At least I know I was still asleep. And so I picked up the phone. I was like, what? And she was like, oh my God, they said Aaliyah passed. And I said, girl, stop playing. And I hung up the phone on her. If you knew me, it was two people that I went up so hard for back then, for sure. Aaliyah and Monica. And when and Morley, I feel like I probably was in love with Aaliyah. That's probably what it was. Like, Aaliyah was fine as hell to me. She was nice. She was pretty to look at. I enjoyed her voice. I enjoyed her dress, the way she dressed, her personality, her videos, the dancing, all of that. I just loved everything about her. So when my mom told me that, girl, I went back to sleep. Like, girl, stop playing. And then she came back when she finally got home, and we was up and turned on the TV, and we found out, oh my God, I had to keep that crying inside of me because I ain't want to do it. Mind you, I'm young. I ain't experienced death before. I have never experienced death like that before, and to this day, I haven't experienced a death that really, well, let me take that back, because I have. Well, up until that moment, I have never experienced a death that really affected me. And mind you, it's a person that I never knew. So I'm like, in my mind, well, if this is going on for somebody that I don't know, imagine how it would be for somebody that I do know that I actually give a damn about. And then my uncle passed away. God damn, I can't bring that up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. We're not doing that. But yeah, girl, when Aaliyah, I was like, oh my God. And then it was just constant, like MTV, BET, doing all these programs. They was doing the Rock the Boat behind the scenes video, Access Granted. They kept playing that when she was on 106 and Park, giving away that Cadillac and that white, doing the interviews. True Hollywood Story kept on doing. This one, the E channel was the E channel, okay? True Hollywood Stories, they kept on playing her behind the music, and then of course they updated it with what happened with her in the Bahamas and all of that stuff, the news, all of that. And then when the funeral came, it was just nonstop, baby. I was so goddamn depressed. I was so goddamn depressed. And I didn't realize. I was so sad, bitch. I was so sad and heartbroken. I was like, oh my God, I don't ever want to feel that shit again. Okay. And then Michael Jackson passed. And I said, God damn. No, Left Eye passed. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, oh my God, I'm still trying to grieve and live. And then Left Eye passed in the way that she passed too. Like, they both passed so tragically, so violently. And I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, I was just so towed up, y'all. Y'all just, like, I was young. I was a kid. And I was told to fuck up, bitch. And then 9/11 happened. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was just a lot. And then Michael Jackson passed. And I was like, oh my goodness. Imagine coming home I think I was coming home from either class or from work. It was a hot ass day. I was in the back of the bus. And then the news and the notification, like everybody notifications just started going off. And they was like, and somebody on that bus, oh my God, Michael Jackson passed. I said, bitch, what? Oh, Lord have mercy. And when I tell you the way that they played Aaliyah shit over and over again, girl, they played Michael Jackson shit over and over again. And I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was just so sad. Baby girl, we miss you. Oh, I just wonder, like, what they would be like. I really feel like if Aaliyah was still here, she would have transitioned. She would still be doing music. It would give a little bit of Rihanna, but not with the mogul. Well, no, not with the, like, I got a business or something like that. Rihanna, in a sense of, you see how she barely she don't do music no more. She transitioned over to business shit that way. Aaliyah probably would have transitioned over into movies and stuff because she was really good at it. You know what I'm saying? And she still would have dabbled in her music too, because she never would have forgot what got her here, right? So she would have gave us a little bit of that, but then eventually she would have really just became, like, I really feel like she would have became really, really big on the music scene. I mean, the movie scenes and shit like that. Bitch. If Selena was here, Selena would have had boutique after boutique after boutique after boutique. That bitch would have had. She would have been. She would have been. What's Fintianta? Okay, that's what it would have been. Selena Cantanina. It would have been all of that. Like we would have been doing Selena Beauty. Selena Beauty, bitch. Oh, fuck Yolanda. Fuck them plane crashes. Fuck that. And if Left Eye was here, bitch, I really do. Left Eye would have got her shit together. Left Eye would have put out a whole bunch of bomb ass goddamn albums, bitch, and she would have rose as a solo star. Oh my god! And then occasionally came back for charity to do something with TLC. But oh my god, she would have did something. Oh, I just feel like this would have happened. If Michael Jackson would have been here, he would have been going off at the Renaissance concert because you know he was in love with Beyonce, bitch. Okay, if Whitney was. And don't forget Prince, bitch. Why are these people in Luther Vandross? Baby, why are the people gone? Mm. Mm-mm-mm. And look what we got today. Burning fucking blue. That bitch can't sing. Fucking sorry. Fucking, that was so random, but no. At least Mariah's still here. Girl, something happened to Mariah, I'ma be like, what? Like, that's my 90s, okay? That's my childhood. That's one of the few that I still got left that's still here. Let me not put that out there. Ooh, take that back. I'm gonna put that out there. Somebody said they did not know that John Goodman was still alive. I was looking at that shit. I said, bitch, what? Don't put that out there. You gonna, next thing you know, he gonna come up and his toes gonna be pointed up. What? Leave that man alone, okay? He is still here. Don't do that. But yes, girl, that was what's going on. 24 years. May baby girl continue to rest in peace. Okay, and Taylor Swift and white people news. Taylor Swift and that man Travis, they engaged. Ooh, girl, we saw that shit coming. Honestly, at one point, I did think that was a PR relationship. And truth be told, even though they engaged, they could still be a PR relationship. But I do think they actually do like each other. I do think they love each other because you got to put up with the. And here's the thing. Taylor Swift probably would be a fun girl. You know what I'm saying? She just gets fake and phony to me all the damn time. And she caters her shit like I want her to grow up. Grow up. I don't know. But, you know, congrats. What you want me to say? That man literally said, I had enough of this black stuff. Let me go back over here to the land of to my homeland, okay, to my people. You know what? Honestly, I ain't even really mad at it, okay? You know, that man really turned from black to white for real. Oh my god, it's so goddamn funny. But congratulations. Moving on. What else is going on? Girl, a couple got caught having sex on the plane going to Honolulu. Let me tell you something. You mean to tell me you couldn't wait? Or you couldn't go into the bathroom? I could see if you went into the bathroom and you were trying to do a Mile High Club. Honestly, y'all fucking in them bathrooms, I don't understand how y'all be doing it. Okay? Maybe because I'm a big bitch and I only used the bathroom on the plane one time. And that was my very first time because I was very much, I was a virgin. You know what I'm saying? My very first plane ride, I was ill prepared. It was so spur of the moment. And mind you, this was after I had hurt myself. So I was still in the process of healing. My leg was still healing and all that shit. And so, you get on the plane, mind you, but the only good plus, I was on first class. I had to eat and all that stuff. And I really had to pee. And I did not realize, this is a 4-hour plane ride. Like a 4-hour plus plane ride. Because I was coming from Chicago to LA. Bitch, let me tell you something. I had to get up there and go in that bathroom, and I literally had to squeeze my ass up in there. It was so, I was like, oh my god, please let this door close. Oh, please don't let me get stuck up in here. It is small up in that bitch. And I was just like, So on the plane ride back, I made sure I emptied my bladder before I got on that goddamn plane. And towards like the middle end, I really had to go, but I was able to hold that bitch. I was clenching because I said, baby, we're not getting back up. We not getting up to go to the bathroom for shit. Okay, no, we not. No, we not. And I was by the window too. I definitely wasn't finna get up, but I was in first class, so that was only plus. You know, I got spoiled by that. But yeah, girl, I was like, how do y'all be fucking in the goddamn bathrooms? Y'all really be skinny like that? And y'all be really being able to bend over and y'all had to be doing it like doggy style. You know what I'm saying? From the bed. Or do you put her on the goddamn counter and then you do it like that? Like, how do y'all do it if y'all do it in the bathroom for real? Sometimes now, after seeing how small that goddamn bathroom is on some of these planes, I be like, y'all be lying about these motherfuckers fucking in the bathroom because I just don't see it. I don't see it. So this couple was like, I don't see it either. So we not going to a bathroom. What you're going to do is, I'm going to sit here, you're going to put your head in my lap, and I'm going to put this cover on top of it, and you're going to suck me off. And that's exactly what she did to him. And then they got caught. I said, bitch, what? Bitch, I would have been sitting there like, all right. Do what I had said something? Absolutely not. Only if it was kids around. Only if it was kids around. Then I would have been like, you dirty motherfuckers. Other than that, I'm like, go ahead and do what you got to do. I'm going to go back to sleep. Somebody recorded it. The stewardess and all that, you know, they called the cops, they called the authorities, had the authorities waiting before they got back there. But they ain't got pressed no charges yet. So they trying to figure out whether they're going to charge them with something or not. But, you know, fun times. Cracker Barrel. Bitch, Cracker Barrel said, let me take this cracker and this barrel off this goddamn logo and we going to change it up. And we just gonna have Cracker Barrel, the goddamn name on there. We ain't gonna have the men. We ain't gonna have the barrel on there. We just gonna have them in. Girl, that caused such a goddamn uproar. And I was like, what's the point? What was the point? And then they was calling, you know, the right ringers and all that stuff, the conservatives, oh, this woke logo and all this shit. We was like, woke logo? Woke logo? What? Did they ever say the reason why they took that off? Because now they put it back. Especially after Trump came out and said, oh, they need to put it back and all that shit. And so they went on ahead and put it back. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I wasn't mad that they put it back because I was confused as to why they took it off. Mind you, I ain't never in my damn life went to Cracker Barrel. Never had any desire to go to Cracker Barrel because why would I want to go to some place that's called Cracker Barrel? It just gives... It could be some undertones of racism. Okay, it just gives that. You know, I know some black people that do go there, but I just would never step foot in it. Okay? But here's the thing. How is it woke getting away? What was woke about it? I'm sitting here thinking like if it was woke, so y'all take shit and y'all take a word and don't know the fucking definition and y'all just twist it. Jack, you do every goddamn thing else. Because what the fuck was woke about that? Bitch. If it was woke would have been changing the actual name of the fucking restaurant from Cracker Barrel and not having the word cracker up in that bitch. Okay? That would have been woke. In this political climate and racial climate, that would have been woke. But no, they just took the fucking man in the barrel off. Put that bitch back on there, and that's what they did. That's what they did. Motherfuckers are so funny and stupid at the same time. This country is crazy. Oh, everybody is going to hell. What the hell? Anyway, Cardi B is in jail. I mean, oh no, let me not say that. Wrong thing. She in court. Now, honestly, I didn't know. I looked it up. So basically, she accused by the security guard lady, Imani. What's her name? Imani Wilson? Oh, Ellis. And basically said, this is back like a couple of years ago when Cardi B was pregnant. She was going to her OBGYN in LA in Beverly Hills. And I guess the security guard, you know, was like, oh, hey, girl, you know. And then for some reason, the shit flipped. I don't know if she was recording, and this was around the time where she did not have, probably didn't put out there that she was pregnant. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like I am. But some way, because I'm like, how do we get from point A to point B? And so we get from, hey, girl, you doing? Oh, my God, I gotta be to they getting into it, and the girl is accusing Cardi of, you know, fat shaming her, spitting on her, and calling her racial slurs and shit like that. My whole thing is, Cardi B gonna get off. Let me tell you why. Cardi B probably got some good lawyers, okay? And I seen a fucking tweet that literally said, the funny thing or the crazy thing is, Cardi B be getting sued for shit that we know that she probably did. Cause it's really in her. And we know that she'll do that shit, right? But for some reason, somehow, by the luck of God, she be getting off, okay? You look at Cardi B, you know damn well that bitch probably did call that bitch a fucking nigga, okay? But when they was up on that stand, some people, you know, they like to debate whether or not she could say that word. I don't have a problem with an Afro Latina saying a word, especially one that looks black and who got coarse hair just like us. Because you black too. That's why I don't have a problem with Cardi B. I get that other people do have a problem with it because they don't look at it that way. And she did define herself as an Afro-Caribbean on that stand. So there's that. I don't care if she said the N-word. But bitch, when that man said, did you call that lady fat? She said, I mean, it was like, do you think that she's fat? She was like, I mean, she's a little bit bigger. Did you call her fat? No, I didn't call her fat. I called her a bitch. I was like, wait a minute, what? And then the part that got me was day 2. Well, what I just said happened on day 3, which was today. She came up there on that stand and she had the platinum blonde wig on. The lawyer gonna say, so was that your real hair? The hair from yesterday and the hair today? Or you're like your real hair or whatever? And she was like, they're wigs. He was like, oh, they're wigs? Okay, well, this wig looked good on you today. I said, what the fuck is going on? I said, now that shit wasn't supposed to be funny, but that motherfucker shaded the fuck out of her. She took it. When she was up there laughing, she was up there like, the bitch is not taking this shit serious. And I would have clocked the fuck out too when the lady said that she had to get surgery and she had scars on her face, whatever. And they they put the exhibit up showing the scars, and when you look at or the scratches or the scars or whatever, there was nothing on that lady's face. I said, girl, what? But if you spit on me, yeah, bitch. If I don't fuck your ass up, we going to court. So I ain't mad at that part. You call me a fat bitch too? Like, you know she said that shit. I mean, look at what the fuck that happened with the previous controversy that she was just in about, you know, calling her fans fat or whatever because they got all the 3 X's. Bitch, yes, you know she called her. She said, no, I didn't call her fat. I called her a bitch. You called her a fat bitch, I'm pretty sure. But hey, it is what it is. It was funny. She's gonna get off. Because I ain't seen no scratches on that bitch. But hey, it is what it is. Girl, stay out of fucking trouble, y'all. Okay? What else is going on? I feel like I'm missing something. Raven-Symoné and her fucking wife. I touched on it real briefly last week, and I mean real briefly. But let me just say this. I don't understand the dynamics that's going on in that relationship. And granted, it's not for us to understand. It's whatever makes them happy. And truthfully, somebody had to remind us that Raven ain't always been for us. Okay? When she had to distinguish that she wasn't African American. But then again, you know, I kind of slightly got where she was coming from, because a lot of people don't call themselves African Americans these days. They call themselves Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? And so, okay, we'll let that slide a little bit. But you get with Miranda. Y'all have this podcast. She has to put out there that I don't understand why people are always saying stuff or blah, blah, blah. Why I'm here when I'm the one who made this podcast. And that's why my name is on it as well, because I'm the one who made this podcast. Whoa, okay. But the reason why, Miss Miranda, the people always commenting on what you have to say and your wild takes is because you act as if you don't know who your wife is, especially when it comes to her career. Like you said, you never watched Raven's show. What was it called? That's So Raven. I'm going to be real honest with you. I've never watched the episode myself either. I've seen clips growing up, but I've never sat there and actually watched a That's So Raven episode. But I know the people on there. I know about it, and I know the impact. So I would never get up here and say some stupid shit and act like, oh, I don't understand why Raven is or whatever, something about the show. But I do, because I understand the impact, because I grew up with this woman, right? Cool. She, on the other hand, the way that she says stuff is always so kind of like demeaning, like a one-up or whatever. The second thing that happened this week with them on this podcast, I don't know if they was on another person's podcast. I don't care if the lady was being sarcastic or whatever, but she came out and basically was like, "Oh, I'm richer than Braven." Okay, she got a little bit of money, but she ain't got more money than me. Do you got more money, or is it from your family? I mean, technically it'll be yours too, but did you make all of that money, or was it passed down from your family? You know what I'm saying? Because she do, what we found out, she's a Nepo baby. Miranda is a Nepo baby. That's basically what it is. And I found that out. I said, oh, because prior to this, I didn't know who the fuck the bitch was. Honestly, I don't know. Until this day, I still don't know who she is. Besides Raven's wife. The wife that gets on our goddamn nerves, and you got the nerve to feel some type of way. Baby, at the end of the day, you started that podcast. You put your name on that podcast. But the viewers are not tuning in necessarily for you. They're tuning in for Raven the fucking Simone. Okay? We grew up with Raven Simone. We went through her being on The Cosby Show, her having that little small rapping career that she had, her being on Hanging with Mr. Cooper, okay? Her doing the Cheetah Girls, her having That's So Raven, her having a little bit of a music career, whatever. Baby, we grew up on her, okay? She was a princess, Disney princess. That she was Queen of Disney, if you ask me. The Black Queen, okay? We grew up on her. We knew of her, so we gonna protect her regardless. And I just don't appreciate the way that you be coming and saying that shit, right? Like, I don't know. It's always like a competition. And I didn't need to know. Madison, please don't ask. You asking them if she got a strap, what color the strap, and all this stuff, or what size of the strap. I don't. Raven, you be strapping that lady down. You do. I can see it. As soon as you cut your hair, I was like, yeah, she be strapping that bitch down. Okay, that's what let's do. Okay, we baby, I've been seeing some shit like these girls be scissoring the fuck. It be coming up on my timeline. And I sit there and watch, and I be like, God damn. I'm like, shit, your legs could. Anyway, it's been a while. So like, girl, yeah, that lady just gives me very bad vibes. And at the end of the day, we can voice our opinion, but if Raven love it, obviously she does. That's just what it is, and we just gonna have to deal with it. But hey, I just had to put that out there. Love Island, I did not watch that reunion. I seen clips. I don't even care about it anymore. All I'm gonna say is Huda is still full of shit. And I felt bad for Alandria when she came out and tried to confront that girl about the whole racism situation. And it's the fact that people still trying to make up excuses for Huda when it comes to that. And, all she asked the girl was to put a post up to tell her fans to stop. Stop being racist. Stop that. Knowing damn well they would have listened to you. And you did it. And then try to act like you didn't know and then Alandria keep clocking you. I told you this before we even left Fiji. You never said anything. Did this, and then you didn't say anything. And then you did it, and you didn't say anything. You still haven't put a post up. But you could put a post up, and then it's like, I cannot stand a person that'd be like, somebody is telling you their pain, their hurt, their issues with you, and then you go and you go into, well, this happened to me too when I was going through it too. Girl, what? Just say you fucking sorry because you just didn't give a damn. You didn't give a damn and you still don't give a damn. And now you trying to come for Andy Cohen? One of the motherfuckers that's the head of the network that you work on? Like, are you serious? I don't even fuck with Andy like that and all of that shit. But, like, come the hell on, okay? It's just really, you think you bigger than what you are, and you're not. You're not. And at the end of the day, I don't see it for none of them. Ashley's got on the podcast with Speedy and said that Nick and Orlandria are in a fake ass relationship and Nick don't really got. What the fuck? I'm so sorry. He said that Nick don't really got romantic feelings for Alandria. I was like, you know what? Honestly, if that was to come out to be the case, even though I feel like Ace did that shit in a messy way, Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't buy the Nick and Alandria. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, but you know, whatever floats their boat. Amaya and that boy broke up. Pepe and Iris broke up, and I'm like, can you really call it a breakup when y'all only been together for like y'all was in like that's like the fucking talking stage. I don't count them as a relationship. Like, come the fuck on. I won't be watching no more. I'm over it. But anyway, that's just what it is. Anyway, you guys, let me get the hell up off here before I get interrupted yet another time because that was a third phone call from I don't know who. I gotta check and see what's going on. But anyway, it's 5 o'clock. Okay. But you guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Please be safe, be warm. Let the kids have a good time in school. Hopefully y'all be sitting up there learning. Yes, teacher. All of that. And I will see you guys later. Peace.